like I said in the emails, this is what we're kind of expecting in our performance team programs this year and going forward. We're going to probably make this a seasonal thing, bring all the coaches in before the start of the season and run through some stuff that we want to see put into place going forward. We're just going to start with the first point, is the importance of culture. In a performance team more than any other team, it's hugely important. Girls, on the wall! It's more important than ever that you establish a good culture, one with high work ethic, respect for one another. That comes down to players, coaches and opposition players. We don't want to see technical fouls, especially at a performance team level where they are more predominant because of the stakes are a little bit higher and the kids know that there's a lot more pressure on them. So that's an absolute no-no. And if we follow or we create team rules to make sure that everyone's accountable to one another, then you should have a smooth season. So it's important that team rules are established from week one, and it's a consistent message from week one all the way through to the last game of the season. So yeah, that's okay, I've got one. No worries. I'm going to treat these girls as I would treat them for a normal practice session. The training sessions outlined as we talked about in the basketball curriculum, the Timberwolves curriculum, which is a building block approach. We're going to start with the most simple skills and build it up into the complex concept that we're trying to teach. So if you take defense, for example, we're going to eventuate into a 5-on-5 help situation with one pass away, ball gap and split principles. But we're going to start with teaching the perfect closeout and how to guard one person before we start guarding 5 players. You girls ready?
Yeah.
Okay, the first drill set up. So this would just be a full warm-up drill that we're going to start out with. And because today's, so it's going to be like 2 sessions meshed together into one. This week will be normally, it'll be a whole 1 week spent on defense, another week on offense. This will be a good defense warm-up drill. If you can use the full court with team training opposite, essentially it's a 2-on-1 situation. So Blue's offense in this scenario, Imogen's going to dribble the ball to half court. Once she gets to half court, one of her teammates from the sideline is going to join her to create that 2-on-1. It's only one shot, so if they make a miss, it's irrelevant. Chloe's going to get the rebound, she's going to dribble to half court. While these girls are playing on offense, one of them in the line, which will be Layla, is going to go and play defense and get ready for the next repetition. Okay? As Chloe gets a rebound or off the score, she dribbles past halfway. Ava is going to join in, and it's going to become a 2-on-1 on that side, and so forth. So it's a lot up to them. I tend to explain this really poorly on purpose so they can figure it out as we go. So it shows me that they can think on the fly, so they're not robotic about it. So it took us about 4 weeks until we understood the concepts of this drill, and I bet you they're still going to screw it up. So let's go. One pass. Hands, Layla, hands. Notice the difference between the board ends and the 12 is the way they communicate with one another. Blue's going to continue with the ball. I'm just going to be talking to the coaches a little bit. Reset the other. Let's go that line again, please. Teaching points of this drill becomes pointless if you let them take as many passes as they want, because 2 is always going to be 1. So you really only want 1 pass past half court. In a game, if they keep passing the balls to themselves, the defense is going to catch up and equalize the numbers. So it's going to become a 2-on-2 pretty quickly in a game. So you only want that 1 pass. Girls, we only want 1 pass past half court. Like I've been saying to the coaches over here, if you keep passing the ball in a game, the 2-on-1 advantage is not going to be an advantage anymore. The second defensive player is going to come back and provide some help. Okay, so only one pass past half court. Let's go. Good. Next, let's go, keep going. Oh, you go quickly now. Let's go. Good. Go, Molly, let's go. How many passes is that? That's 2 passes. We don't follow instructions, we're going to be doing push-ups. Good, let's go. Hey, go. Hands. Go. Alright, freeze there. We're going to continue for 1 more minute after I talk to the coaches. So we've created some trigger words with the 14 girls. So when I say hands, they know exactly what it means. And what I mean is to be in stance and show 2 hands at the shot, and that's really important. Your trigger word can be anything. You can call it stance to be in stance, you can say hands to contest to, it really doesn't matter. But as long as you have that relationship with your players where instead of having to stop the drill every time they're doing something wrong, you can just use a trigger word. The 3 things we're really looking at is them doing the drill properly, understanding when they've made mistakes and learning from that, so thinking on the fly again, doing it with some pace and intensity, and also just principles defensively that we've been teaching them from week 1 or in previous weeks. Okay, so the 3 things we've really been looking at. So I'm going to get on their asses a lot about playing with pace, doing it quickly, making sure the passes have some speed and zing on them, because essentially that's what's going to make them better, not doing this drill at half-ass pace. Okay, one more rep. That was in the regular season, I'm making run suicide. Layla, that was a wrap. You can run faster now. Let's go. Oh, come on now. Go. Good. Okay, hold it there. Good work. Can we get some lines on the baseline, please? Let's get four lines. Actually, go 5 lines. We'll get 14 in the blue in front and yellow go behind them.
Is that 5 lines?
Evenly spread out both. Figure it out. Next we're going to do closeout, so this is when we're starting that building block approach into the skills we're going to be talking about when we get to the 5-on-5. And if you refer to the TP means teaching points, I've just abbreviated it. The teaching points for a perfect closeout. Imogen, you're going to be my model, you can drop the ball. For a closeout, we're going to do 4 closeouts, so it's going to be, the first closeout is going to be the free throw line, the second one is going to be at half court, the other free throw line, then full court closeout. What we want to see is a chopping of the feet just before they get to that free throw line or their closeout target. Thumbs are going to start in imaginary set of pockets, okay, and then we really want to see 2 hands coming above the imaginary ball, and then they'll get into stance after that. So you can demo it for our coaches, please. Okay, really good, but we want to see 2 hands come up and then you can drop them, okay?
Yep.
We all know how to do a closeout, girls, so we've seen Imogen. So we're going to do 4. If we cheat the last one, we're dropping and we're doing push-ups. So I want to see the baseline one, don't cheat. Ready? Let's go. The sneakers squeaking on the court should not be the loudest thing out here. Okay, let's use our voice. We're closing out. Ball. Ready? 1 more rep. Closeout, something that's becoming really, really important in basketball, more so than ever before because of the athleticism of players. If you can stick your closeout, you're going to really set yourself up well for the rest of the possession. You're not going to have yourself overcommitted or closing out too close and then you're getting beat off the dribble. So it's a really important thing that we're overlooking at the domestic program, and we're kind of having to place chasey with it when they get to 16s and coming up against ultra athletes. We'll go one more trick, and then we're going to switch up the drill to some one-on-one stuff, incorporating all this. Okay, ready? Wait. One thing, 12 girls. I really want to see your hands coming up vertically, not coming out on the side, okay? You can imagine you're actually closing somebody out, and you're not going to want to come out like that, because if they drive, what's going to happen? Yeah. That's exactly right, okay? So let's make sure it's vertical. Go. When we do the 3-line closeouts, so 3 lines, pass, then we're closing out in the one-on-one. Imogen, can you take them and explain it to them, to 12? Can you explain it to 12? Also, going back to the approach where we're kind of letting them figure it out, I'll give them an explanation and let them put the rest of the puzzle together. So in that case, I told them, vertical, why do we want to do that vertical? What happens if they run into us like that? And they figured it out. That way it's going to stay in their mind rather than me just giving them a bunch of information, which by the end of it, I'm going to get tired and they're going to be cooked, okay? Then we're going to put this into a one-on-one, so closeouts into a one-on-one. Quickly, 3 lines in a restricted area. We warm up with this on a Tuesday. Applying a closeout to an opponent is essentially, like it says on that document, is pushing them to what we refer to as push points, and that essentially is as far to the extremities of the court as possible. So sideline, really far sideline. I'm thinking with them for a season, they're going to screw it up. Imogen, let's go now.
It's not going to be right, is it?
No, they're going to screw it up. They're going to screw it up. Let's go. Imogen, come on now. I was surprised that they brought 3 balls in. Hold on. It's also important they get from drill to drill quickly. These girls used to be terrible because they're girls and they dawdle. That means we said they do. It takes Layla and Chloe 10 minutes to walk from court 6 to court 2. Am I lying, Chloe? No. Am I lying? No. So they dawdle. So if they're going to waste 1 minute between drills, then we do 4 drills, that's 4 minutes. There's at least 10 weeks of basketball, that's the whole session that we just wasted walking between drills. So they're going to get into their drills quickly, explain as little as possible, and let them just figure it out as you go. Okay, you don't want to waste time explaining drills. So we know what we're going to do. We're going to push as far our push points as possible. We know our push points, right? Where are your push points? You're closing out Jules. Where are you? I'm not pointing you, Kirsty. Where are your push points? Close her out. Close her out. Where are you sending her? I told you that screwed up. Your feet are meant to be pointing sideline. Either sideline, doesn't matter. What hand does she use? Right. We want to send her left. Okay? Where are you sending Layla? Baseline. Chloe? Correct. Okay? Let's just keep closing out. Don't rotate. Once you've done your closeout, sit out. So Manisha, Jules, and Layla are going to stay offense for a little while. Let's just get the defense demonstrated, please. Let's go. Sorry. My mistake. We'll go offense isn't dribbling. So offense just holding the ball in a stance. We'll add that later. My bad. That's my mistake. Ready? Let's go. Gone quiet again now. Go back, go back. Once you close out, let's just get 12 reps in. 12 reps. And back. Okay. Do these closeouts look the same as the ones that were demonstrated? They're not the same? I got it. So these closeouts, the coaches don't think these closeouts look the same as what was demonstrated. So can we please demonstrate it? Thank you. Oh, that's not how we practice closeout. Let's do it again. Okay. Freeze. Pay attention. If Chloe closes out this close to Manisha in the game, what's happening?
Straight past.
They're going straight past you. Okay? What's our rule? One arm's length. So if you know the rules, let's stick to them. Okay? And make sure your feet, again, not neutral. Sideline. Sideline and baseline. That goes for everyone. Let's go. Better, stay down. One more. Let's get it right, Chloe. We'll make it on you. Good. Okay, 12s, check in. We'll keep the offense is offense. Manisha stays offense. Let's figure it out. I need 3. Let's go. Let's go when you're ready. Good. Make sure we're chopping our feet to the end. Okay? Let's go back. Let's go. Don't need to wait for me. Let's go.
Keep going.
Okay, let's rotate everyone. So new offense, new defense, bulk rotation. Sometimes silence is more powerful than saying stuff. Demo. Close out. Actually, let me use these girls as the demo. Let's get close out. Start through. Ready? Okay, just by looking at this, who do you think is going to have the advantage? Is if we had to make a bet on who's going to get, is Kirsty going to get to the basket or is Joel's going to play perfect defense and get a stop? Which one will we bet on? Kirsty's going to get past. Do we have a reason to? Imogen just said the best answer she's ever said in her life. The ruling basketball, I can't believe you got that. That's great, Imogen. The ruling basketball typically is the lowest person's always going to have the advantage. So unfortunately Kirsty's short. That just means Jules needs to work harder to get even lower. Okay? So let's try that close out again with that in mind. The lowest person's going to win. Good. Kirsty was even lower that time because she was in a stance, which you guys should have been in from minute 1, and Joel's matched that. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're just going to do one-on-one from half court. Okay? So can we get a line half court, please? Are there any questions to this point? We good? Let's just get one line half court. One line half court. Everybody. Normally you're not going to have 10, so this will go quicker. I need one ball. Can I get Imogen of 3? Actually, I'm going to get you at the free throw line. Kirsty, you're going to step out to the 3. We're going to do the same thing, it's just going to be singles. Okay, so instead of 3 girls, it's going to be 1. So Imogen's going to start with the ball, it's going to be a close out. Freeze. Let's see if she knows. What was wrong with your closeout?
Wasn't low enough.
Wasn't low enough? Keep guessing. There's a bunch of things that were wrong with it.
I was facing the wrong way. I didn't push it inside.
Okay, we'll stop you there. You guys want to add in anything? Balance? Door? You're missing the biggest one. There were no hands going up at all, okay? 2 hands must go above the ball or else just quit. Just go back to the end of the line. Okay? Let's go. Thank you. That's okay. Play a good thing out. Normally we do this drill where if you play perfect defense, you stay as defense, and the objective is to get through the whole line playing defense. And we keep switching it up until someone eventually does it. We had Lynn in our last practice that couldn't get. Well, we did this on offense, other way around. You had to score or else you stay in, and she almost threw up because you just couldn't score, poor girl. So. Let's go.
Ball!
Good work. Good. Lay her stay. Good luck, Chloe. You got beat on that one. Close your lead. I want to see you close out though. Okay, good. We're going to add a concept that I actually forgot to write down on this, but it's in the basketball, it's in our coaching curriculum. Can I get you two again as models? Close out. Okay, beat her a little bit. Push. Remember one side, we're pushing to one. Yep, perfect. Okay, girls. On the first dribble, what we really want to see happen, so just do an imaginary dribble with your left hand. Yep, perfect. We want to see her gather her with her chest. So you really want to come in, collect her with her chest. So any forward movement Mia's making, we're not having our hands out like this and getting in foul trouble. We're really having our hands vertical, collecting with our chest. So our chest is going to be nice and out. And we're just going to then retreat back and create that 1 arm's length distance. Does that make sense? We'll demo it, so hopefully you girls know what I mean, right? Okay, so let's demo it for the coaches to see it. When you're ready. Chest. See, you need to beat her with your chest as soon as she puts the ball down with 1 dribble. You need to have faith, you're quicker than her, and you'll be able to stay out in front. So stay with it, let's do it again. Chest. Oh, you're going to hit her with your chest. You're actually going to make contact. Basketball's a contact sport. Let's go. Don't laugh. That wasn't meant to be a joke. That was... Let's go. Okay, you got it. It's too late. Let's get new two in, new pairing. We're getting new pairing. You guys had a pair.
Ava! With the closeout, as a ball handler, don't you look for the lead foot? Isn't that your goal?
You do, but...
Because I think if you establish it before they've even picked up their dribble, like before they've even started dribbling it, then they can just rip it through and you're beaten every time.
I understand that, but you still want to... That's why we're saying 1 arm's length. If you were to close out way too close and go like this, then you're absolutely right. You're done. But if you stay within this distance, right, which I'm not going to go this deep into this session. We might do it in our next session. It's a simple matter of drop step and just recollecting, and now your push point's that side. Yeah, so it is an extra step, but that's what we're teaching our, like, defense is the hardest thing. They're going to work double as hard as the offense because they're kind of guessing what the offense is going to be doing. So it's just a simple drop step and gather, yeah?
Are you teaching the offense rip and go?
We're not doing offense today.
No, but also...
Oh, well, not now. We're not doing offense now.
With the defense, forgot the month.
Good, okay. Back again. Nisha, I need to see 2 hands vertical. Don't be afraid to get beat. Nisha, let's go back again. Let's get the technique right, okay? So 2 hands, starting in your pockets. They're coming directly above you. Okay, so your forearms should be pointing at Ava. Then you can drop them, and then you get low in your stance. Okay, so just slow things down. Don't worry if she gets past you, that's not the end of the world. Let's just get the technique right. Good. Nice. Great D. 2 hands. Good work. You did too good to sit out on that one. Stay in. Chloe, you're up.
I haven't seen a left hand layup this whole time.
Good thing I talk about offense because I'd be pulling my hair out. Let's go. You did so good that last one, but that one was a bit average, Manisha. 2 hands straight up. Stay in. Chloe. Wrong Chloe, other Chloe. Too many Chloes out here today.
Let's go right.
3. I got 3 Chloes. Good. Good. Don't like chesting, exactly. Who said that? Yeah, don't like it. Can I get Kirsty on D? And can I get Jules on offense? You better chest this one because there's a lot of pressure on it. Just saying. Let's go. Do it again. Do you know what you did wrong? Do you know what you did wrong? You're about 6 meters from her. Let's go. Go back. That was 2 meters. Go back closer. Stick it close out. Go. Better. And that's why she closed out 6 meters, because she didn't have faith in herself to get back. But because me, the idiot, didn't pick up on that in week 1 of training this week, she never had that challenge thrown to her. So I should have picked that up earlier, and we should have worked on it. They're so afraid of getting beat off the dribble that they're going to do anything they possibly can to equalize their advantage over the girls. Can I get Layla on defense? Imogen, you say or no? No pressure. I told you, I have the pressure today. You guys are good. You just need to play. Have fun. Let's go.
Whoa.
Oh,
Back at it. Go back at it. One more, Layla.
that was the one I was looking for.
Whoa.
Good. There we go.
Oh,
I saw all 3 things there that we're looking at, so that was a good one. Girls, take a 2-minute break. 2-minute break. So get a drink if you really need one, and then we're going to be back at it. 1 minute, sorry. 1 minute drink. Imogen is not going to pass the ball until she sees Kirsty, who's number 39 for those who don't know, in the right spot. And then Imogen make the pass to Jules. Jules is not going to make the pass until Layla's in her spot. Okay? The important thing is, which Imogen's kind of directing, is the deeper you are in a gap, the better off we're all going to be as a team. And the reason for that is, if we have a really narrow gap, so if we're in a gap like this, if Jules passes it to Imogen, Imogen can back cut me, which is, you're on fire there, you really are. That's actually a really advanced concept. She could back cut me, or if she does, stay where she is, because most domestic kids will, most rep kids will, I should say. My closeout angle is terrible, it's like this, and I'm not getting to that, okay? So that's why the deep, she's probably a little bit too deep. Down to 12 reference is a good reference point. So this is as deep as you want to be in a stance, and that way when she does get that pass thrown, it's perfect line to the closeout, okay? Let's go. Let's use our voice.
Whoa! Is it?
Oh, we're doing that. We're not playing yet. Okay, you four. 12. Yep. Why are we in the gap? It makes more sense when we get 5 girls out, but essentially what we're trying to do is, if Ava gets beat, Mia is there to put Chloe off from going to the basket and laying the ball. So, Basketball Victoria doesn't teach that. The only time that will come into account is when you're talking about state games or BC level games where you've got an amazing shooter and you don't want him to get the ball. So what we're focused on is a principle of one person playing defense and 4 people helping her. So it's no longer a guard your man, it's about stopping the person that's most dangerous with the ball from getting a shot off. So if Chloe does drive this ball past Ava because she's had a terrible closeout and she can't recover from it, Mia's going to provide some relief until Ava can get back out in front of Chloe. So essentially, something we teach and we don't have enough time to cover is you know what hedging is? You know what hedging is? It's when if Chloe drives into your gap. So this is Mia's gap. Okay, she's responsible for this gap over here. Don't confuse this with zone. It's not a zone. It's help principles. Okay, so can you drive it to Mia? Let her get past you. So Ava's being beat. What Mia's going to do is she's not going to rotate over. All she's going to be doing is a simple hedge at her. So one hand, 1 foot out. Make her think like she's going to stop her, hoping that she's going to give that pass, and then she's back on her closeout. Does that make sense?
Does this first time I've heard it.
Okay.
One player off the ball, not one pass.
Look, some coaches will teach denial, so denial is just this. So that way you're not seeing what's going on here, and if she does get beat, then there's a lot of pressure on your split line defender to make up for that. No, it's okay.
So you're right, in the old days we would teach denial, but the speed of the game is very different.
Yeah.
So some of the defensive principles have changed, and this is actually one of them. So we are trying to stop the guy driving the lane, so athletic, or whoever player is driving the lane, and then we make them stop, and then we try to recover that. As opposed to stopping it.
Like I said, if you watch any basketball these days, you're not going to see denial unless there's a LeBron James on the court. Even LeBron, he don't get denied either. So it's very rare, unless you have some guy that's caught fire, you need to not let him touch the ball. That's when you go into denial, and the 4 other guys will still be in a help position to make up for that. Can we get 5 guys out? Actually, let's get 3. Let's get 3 out on each. I'll demo it, remind me to demo it in the 5-on-5, it'll be a lot more clear. Yeah. No, I'll help you to see the problem with denial when we get to the 5. Again, it also comes back to spacing as well. Alright, let's space the floor out, make it spread out nice and evenly. Let's get to the crease. Crease over there, the crease where the 3-point line ends. Okay, now, you're in the gap, okay? Where would your gap be? Right in the middle between 2. So you can, the rule is you need to be able to see both at the corner of your eye. So if you can see them both at the corner of your eye, you're deep enough. Okay? And like we said, 2 passes away or more is on split. We're only going to do a couple reps of this so we can get into the 5-on-5, okay? Ready? Remember, drill friendly, don't pass the ball until you see Mia in the right spot, Kirsty in the right spot. Chloe, don't pass the ball until everyone's in the right spot. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Hold. Can you 2 cover your ears, please? You 2, Ava and Mia. Let's just watch them on this rotation. No, it's not a criticism to them. It's how everyone will do it. But they're just the ones that are going to be involved in this case. Let's go. You're good now. You're good. Wait. Let it get in the right spot, Mia. Get into the right spot. Further. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the way they get, the method of movement to get to their rotation. Just look for that. Let's go. Alright, hold it there. How did they get to their closeout? Did they slide or did they run? They slid. That's our DSO education paying off. So essentially, sliding is a lot slower to get to your closeout than a turn and run. Defensive sliding doesn't really exist anymore, okay? It maybe exists for the first two, but then everyone's too athletic, they turn and run and catch up, especially in the full court. Half court sliding, there's a place for it, but in the full court it doesn't exist. So what we're gonna do, when Chloe passes the ball to Chloe, instead of sliding to the closeout, you're gonna turn your body, you're gonna sprint as fast as you can, and you're gonna close that out. Same with you, you're gonna run to the gap, then you're gonna run to that closeout. Let's go out at the pace now. Ava, good. Good. Okay, let's get 5 out. We'll get 14s to be on D. Let me get 14s on D. 12 O. You're on O. Offense. O.
There's only 4 under 12.
Manisha. Can we start the ball at Chloe, please? That Chloe. Middle. Okay, can you get up on the ball, Kirsty? 6 meters again. Now, can we deny the pass, just for an example? So take away every pass. Imogen, take away that pass. No catch, no catch. No, there we go. No catch, no catch, no catch, no catch. No, later, no catch. Good. Okay. They didn't know what deny the ball means. No catch is our trigger word for that. So essentially, this is what you're talking about with the...
Two passes on the
Both of them on split line?
These guys will be 2 sets off the base.
Can I get you on the lane line?
About there.
Closer, closer, closer.
About there. That's good.
Pistol, like the old word used to limit pistols at whatever angle you
Yep.
think you can be helpful and
Yep.
get back and play out.
Yep.
So this is the old style.
The problem with the old style is there's only one measure of help, and that's from the last point on the court. Okay, so if Kirsty gets beat, there's no hedging from here. You're really relying on a rotation, which is not what you want because everyone can shoot that now. Even your 6'10" center, we're talking about NBA now, can shoot that. So we don't want that rotation to be made. Okay, we really want to take that away. And when they are in denial, the second level or third level of help normally gets forgotten about as well. So what I mean by that is, you're going to stop Chloe. Chloe, I didn't really want to touch on this, but I'm glad you did. What would you do?
You have to help.
Go down.
She would have to make a triangle to guard these two players over here in the meantime. And a lot of times that gets forgotten about because she's too busy denying that. Thomas?
There's just one thing with this setup here with denying the ball is that the original reason that they actually got players to step off was to prevent big guys who were dominant in the post. So then if they couldn't actually chuck it in because they had the player in the middle already who was helping, and they were having to make plays to actually even just get it to their big guy inside.
Well, there you go. There's your NBA inside information.
So the reason we were taught
Let's go back to normal setup.
was to stop the ball going to where their offense wanted it to go to.
As we
So if we knew their offense, we would deny
But I mean, if you've got a guy, if you've got a 7-foot guy in the middle against
you always deny the post.
Let's not worry about why it was invented or why it wasn't invented. The only place for denial these days is to stop a play. So if you as a coach see a set play coming into action and you want to take one part of it out of the equation so the rest of their offense doesn't work, that's when denial still has a place. But in these days, ball gap and split. It is in the curriculum. Ball gap and split is. It was. That's what the first thing I typed on that sheet of paper. 100 million%. I promise you it. Okay. So we know who hasn't read the curriculum.
I've read it, but it didn't stick with me.
Yeah, it's okay. You probably didn't know what it means, and that's why I just went like.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's just go through this really quickly. 5
I remember this.
in, 5 out. Let's just run through it quickly, but we're still stopping to make sure everyone's in the spot. Ready? Let's go. 2 shots. Deep in the gap. While we walk, Imogen.
First play against absolutely no way.
Okay, hold it there.
Pass it on there.
Do we want to see transition, or do we understand that the same concept would apply? We can do one repetition. Let's do one repetition, 5 on the baseline. We'll get yellow on the baseline. Yellow on the baseline. Up. Everyone get up, Okay, so one pass away. Hands up if you're one pass away. Imogen, you're struggling right now. Gap, get in your gap, get in your gap, get in your gap, get in your gap. Deeper. Jules, come to me. Yes, you do know this one. In a full court, everything just becomes bigger. The gaps become longer because Chloe's running in a game, okay? She's not just going to stand there. So Chloe's probably going to end up being there by the time all this becomes relevant. Hands up if you're 2 or more passes away. Let's get you on split. Good. No, not that far. A little bit further. Closer. That's fine. I know that's not actually split, but you'll see why when we get to it. Let's just play slowly, okay? Make sure everyone's in the right spots or you hold the ball. Okay? Let's go through it. Go. Close that out. Good. Hold, Jules. If you ever want to make him run, this is the best thing you can do. Go. Get up. Get deep. Hold. Chloe, now we can get you actually on split line. Kick that ball out of the way later. So can we see Imogen's in the gap, Layla's in the gap, you should be on split, okay? And your formation's there. Can we see that? We have any questions? Okay, get a quick drink. We're gonna go to O in a minute. Three passes? 2 passes. 3 passes to get from basket to basket. Ball doesn't hit the deck, there's no dribbling involved, it's just throw ahead passes. And that's something that basketball leans towards, getting the ball into your half as quick as possible. I know it sounds simple, but the amount of times kids just put their heads down and start dribbling the ball is ridiculous. So it's all about taking the dribble out of the equation, getting into your offense as quick as possible. I don't know if she's doing a good job or a bad job, but they're engaged, which is something. So this is going to lead to our offense. It's kind of in a bad order. Normally we get them to do layup lines first, but I had to switch it just to show you what Boston is and its purpose. Let's go, Imogen, you ready? You need a little bit more?
It's confusing.
Let's go now. They should not be up there. Well, we're going to get these lines. If you don't know what to do, just don't go in. Okay, until you know what to do, leave the option, just keep running it. Yes, you heard it. So, hold. Wait, we haven't started yet. Just wait. Just chill. So essentially what's going to happen is, this is going to be the first kick ahead pass. That's out of bounds, right, Chloe? You're going to get us a turnover before we've even started. Get inbound. Perfect. Stay. That pass. And then that pass. Imogen behind the video. And because they just run the drill, that becomes a jump shot instead of play. But it's pace and put the ball off the head. That's the perfect way. Get the rebound, walk it out. So 3 trips. No, 3 trips, same deal. One more trip. the awareness of who to pass it to. Can we just stop for a second because I can't take it? Can we just please pass the closest person to us? In that case, Chloe, you had Kirsty right there on your right, but you chose to pass to Imogen. Imogen can't take any more dribbles. Okay? Kirsty was there, give it to her, then we'll get it over to Imogen. Can we just make the easy pass? Next three, because I'm sick of using. Let's go! Layla, all ass in front. Jules! That's the best round. Let's go!
Jules, go over the side. Over the side.
That's okay. Three trips.
Give up.
Oh, it's through now.